Mira Business FM, Dubai's home of business radio.
This is Mira Business FM. It's the morning drive with me, Tim Elliott, and we're going to talk artificial intelligence now. A major leap forward in AI, set to put the UAE at the forefront of language technology. A new AI model built from the ground up to serve Arabic language needs has been launched, marking a significant milestone for tech entrepreneurs, for government services, global AI development as well. Our next guest, played a central role in developing JACE-2, which is the world's largest Arabic-first open-weight AI language model. Now, under his leadership, JACE-2 was trained on hundreds of billions of Arabic tokens, I think potentially trillions, but we'll find out, and designed specifically around dialects, culture, and real-world language use, a step that experts say elevates Arabic representation in the global AI landscape. Now, to explain what this means for businesses, developers, and the future of AI in the region, Professor Preslav Nakov is the Department Chair and Professor of Natural Language Processing at the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, or MBZUAI. Professor Nakov, it's a pleasure to welcome you to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you with us. I'd like to start, if you can explain what JACE-2 is and why the launch is such a significant milestone for the country, and I guess by implication the broader Arabic-speaking world as well.
Well, JACE-2 is a new generation of Arabic-centric large language models, and it's developed in the UAE, it's the largest model to date, which is really Arabic first and is trained on 70 billion parameters. It has 70 billion parameter models. It's trained on about over 2 trillion tokens, about 1/3 of Arabic, 2/3 of English, and also some programming code to understand better logical reasoning. And unlike most global language models, which treat Arabic as, in a way, really as an afterthought, JACE-2 puts Arabic at the center by design. It's really kind of Arabic first. It's Arabic centric. It's not really Arabic model because it really has to understand also English, because one of the things that people would want to do is translation, and also certain kinds of capabilities are easier to teach in English directly. For example, math, where I teach you to understand math in English and Arabic doesn't matter that much, right? But it's really kind of Arabic centric by design, linguistically, culturally, and technically. And is the second iteration of JACE. Actually, the first JACE was actually the first Arabic-centric model, which was launched in August 2023, which is something that we have started working on before there was even ChatGPT, right? So kind of we have like a long history, and by now, of course, JACE-1 got a little bit outdated, so now we have like a massive upgrade, and it's really kind of the most powerful model that is really Arabic-centric, Arabic first. So, and it's an important milestone because it directly addresses the long-standing gaps in Arabic AI, which means that there's limited high-quality training data compared to English and some other languages, and not sufficient handling of dialects and poor cultural grounding. And what we have done is we have something that is really trained on the largest and highest quality data set of more than 600 billion words of Arabic, which covers not just modern standard Arabic, but also regional dialects, Arabic written in the English script as used in social media, poetry, religious texts, everyday use, and kind of basically it's about how Arabic is actually spoken and written today. And at the national level, JACE-2 positions UAI as a global leader in sovereign AI development. And it shows that those kinds of world-class models can be built locally, can be openly released, can be culturally aligned, and can be released for local and international use.
Well, I mean, language is all about context. It's all about nuance, isn't it? And Arabic, as all languages, is spoken, it's understood, it's used differently depending on where you are, which dialect you speak, which country you're from. So, dialects and cultural nuances is really important. In terms of the data set, building an AI in this model, it's going to be a huge bonus for users, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. So as I said, kind of we really focused on um, having Arabic, kind of having different capabilities. For example, understanding culture, understanding, this the language. I mean, building the model is not just about the language, right? It's also kind of, if you want, even a regional view. Even the English data that we put there is coming from local news sources, right? Which basically means that it has better understanding of companies, of businesses here in the region, even kind of, different views, kind of different perspectives. So, and I think this is very important these days.
This is why I've been reading a good bit about JACE 2, and I'm interested in how it works in terms of it uses the different Arabic versions, if you like, the regional dialects, modern standard Arabic, Arabizi, the Latin script. Arabic, which is widely used online. But I'm interested if you can talk to me a little bit more about code switching. I've read about JS2 incorporating something like 1.6 trillion English and code tokens. So that means strong bilingual capabilities.
Yeah, basically, when we built the first JACE, right, we have been experimenting with different mixtures of English and Arabic, and we found that a proportion of two parts English, one part Arabic, and a little bit of programming code is, a good, cost to optimal ratio, and that's kind of the recipe that we have been following here. So, Arabic is an interesting linguistic phenomenon because, as you said, there are many different regional dialects, but also there's a lot of code switching. So, what is code switching? Code switching is basically it's a technical term which means that people are mixing different varieties of the language. So you might have parts of standard Arabic, and part of the sentence can be standard Arabic, and the sentence can be in a regional dialect. Uh, Part of it can be in English, and and this is actually kind of how the language is being used. So JACE is a system, it's a language model that supports not only very good, high quality, standard grammatical Arabic, but it also would understands requests that are used in dialects when they used with mixed with English, kind of also the way that they are used in social media because this is where the dialects live. So it's really kind of something that would understand better the language the way it's spoken in its different varieties. And this also means that in the training data, there's also data from different regions, right? Because the dialects, they're really about the regions. But as I said, it's not just about the language, it's also where the language is spoken, because even the English that we have reflects the region.
Well, absolutely, and that's the key differentiator, I guess. So JACE 2 is quite different in terms of its development philosophy. Arabic is treated as a secondary language by lots of the global AI models, translating English data sets or adding layers on top. JACE 2 is built from scratch around Arabic structure, around dialects, around real usage. It's almost like we're a step closer to AI actually thinking in Arabic. It's a step in that direction for sure.
Definitely, definitely. So, I mean, we are teaching JACE all kinds of different capabilities, and so it's very important actually. Kind of many systems they have like different. Okay, so basically, let's say there are three ways that we have seen people building Arabic-enabled systems. So one of them is okay, there's going to be a little bit of Arabic in the mix, right? So maybe it's, I don't know, maybe single-digit % of the data. That's what most of the commercial data models are. You achieve something, you get some capabilities, and you could put a little bit more. But then again, kind of you are really kind of the model is not really going to think in Arabic because Arabic for it is kind of really not the main language. Another way is to do continual pre-training. I take some open model, let's say WAMA, and it's really kind of trained on English because almost no Arabic. And then there are all kinds of problems. You kind of need to adapt the vocabulary because it doesn't know it, and you really kind of are teaching it the language. And the third way is, and there are many, many problems with that. Actually, we have done it as well, just to compare. In previous versions of kind of intermediate versions of JS between JS1 and JS2, we have really several models. Actually, we have models of all kinds of sizes between 500 million and 70 billion. JS2 now comes in two versions, 8 billion and 70 billion. It's available on Hugging Face for developers, but it's also available as a chat. You can have it on your phone, on Android, on iPhone. You can also have it, as a chat app online. Now, if you want to have a metaphor, right, because we started talking about thinking, right, developing the way that we have developed JS, there's something very, very interesting. So how humans learn languages, okay? So if I learn a second language, the way, the place in the brain where the second language comes is not the place in the brain where the linguistic capability is, okay? So there's a part of the brain where the kind of the understanding language goes. If I learn a second language, maybe when I'm 10 years old, 20 years old, it goes in a different place. It goes in a place where capabilities are, where kind of how I ride a bicycle, how hold a pen. This is where it goes, right? The second one, it goes there as a capability. Therefore, it's very, very hard to think in the second language. Now, the way that we have built Chase is as a bilingual model. That's why, we have here in the region many bilingual speakers, right? People that have like speaking more than one language from birth time. And those people are capable of switching between the two. Basically, they can reason in one language, can reason in the other one. And actually, brain studies show that for those kinds of individuals, both languages learn kind of, they go into the same place. They go into the linguistic capability. I mean, a very abstract way, of course, kind of neural networks work a little bit differently compared to what I have described in the brain, but conceptually the idea is the same. We are building something that has the two languages there by design, right? So to the model, whether it works fixed in Arabic or in English, it's kind of equally easy.
It's fascinating. It really is. In terms of linguistic capabilities, I'm interested to read that poetry is an area where JS2 excels as well.
Yeah, we have him like playing with many different capabilities. We have him playing with poetry. We have him playing with financial reasoning. We have him playing with religious questions, dream interpretation. Um, what else? Kind of cultural understanding, dialects. So kind of we really kind of have been looking into many different capabilities. So yeah, poetry is very, very fascinating, right? Because it's about symbols, it's about metaphors, it's about different kind of structures. It's the rhyme. It's also kind of where the stress goes, and it's fascinating that the model can capture that.
From a business perspective, an economic perspective, Professor, how do you see JS2 enabling innovation and competitiveness in sectors like, finance, healthcare, government services here in the UAE, and I guess across the region as well?
Well, to me, kind of JS2 is something that can lower the barrier for Arabic native innovation. So, it provides organization with access to a state-of-the-art Arabic first foundation model, which really gives you industry-leading accuracy and fluency and cultural depth. And the important thing is it's really released as open weights, which allows people to build their own systems on top of that. It can be startups, can be developers, can be universities, can be organizations. Basically, you can start use it as it is, or you can fine tune it. You can kind of adapt it to your business needs, like as a rack system that works locally, right? So that you can have like your own sovereign kind of use for different use cases. And so the idea is that it eliminates in a way the reliance on those English-centric systems and allows you to have, kind of, you can use this for customer service, for content generation, for education, legal analysis, media, government services, and really allows you um, to run it yourself. So you can actually kind of do it in two different ways. You can, chat with the model just like you chat with ChatGPT and do different tasks on the fly, but businesses can actually build solutions on top of that.
Are you starting to see adoption locally, regionally? Do you have any examples of how organizations are beginning to use JACE2 or the kinds of applications you expect to see being built?
So JACE2 was launched, I believe, on December 11th, so or 12th. So kind of it was really kind of a little bit over 2 weeks ago. We are monitoring, number of downloads of the model. We are monitoring number of, new users registered. So kind of those numbers grow up. We know that JACE1 is used regionally, locally, and internationally by different organizations, both government and industry. And kind of there's a lot of interest in JACE2 as well. So yeah. But kind of, as I said, we just released the model, right? Kind of it takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, I guess we need to give it some more time. Well, we'll certainly check in with you on that and keep up to date with it. But one of the things about artificial intelligence, powerful AI capabilities, are the questions of safety, of responsible use. Can you talk me through how you've designed JACE2 with the cultural aspects, the cultural norms, the safety in mind, and your approach to deploying a model like this ethically?
Well, so it's developing something where like from like JACE is really a major challenge, and it's again kind of just like it's Arabic enabled by design, it's safe by design, and we have been like really paying a lot of attention. That's something that we have done also with the first JACE, but safety and cultural awareness for us, they are not an afterthought. They are always part of the process. And you can put this in different places. You can put in the pre-training data, right? It's a lot of cleaning. It's a lot of data selection, right? To select the appropriate data, to clean it properly. We have put a lot of effort into that. Then you have specific instruction tuning. Kind of you really kind of give it examples, examples and questions and possible answers, kind of trying to teach it certain capability. Then you have like preference optimization. You ask the model to generate different answers, and maybe to generate multiple answers, and to say, okay, this one is better than that one, that aspect. We have been doing that, and then in the chat app we have additional things that are monitoring what the user is typing and also what the system is responding. And if there's something that doesn't look right, kind of we react to this. So basically we are putting, and actually I almost forgot, the most important place where we put safety is in the system prompt. Actually, it's something very fascinating because it's very simple, but it's very powerful. So each time that we're interacting with the model, you are giving the model some hidden instruction that tells it what to do. And this instruction is very powerful because the model really listens to it. So basically, we are putting the safety in all these 5 places that I have, because each of them can fail you. That's one thing. The other thing is that when we are developing the safety, right, we have actually we have done many things, but one of the things that we have done is we have actually collected data from different Arab countries, right, and we have been looking into evaluating the model where it's safe with respect to different perspectives, because the same kind of claim can be seen different in different countries, and even from different kind of population perspectives, and we have been like trying to build a model that in a way, is a good politician, right? Kind of tries to, even on sensitive topics, kind of, to answer properly, which I think is how a model should be. So, I mean, one thing about safety, right, is that it's kind of it's also a balance. That's something that we have to to work on. Actually, when we're developing all these models, there are all kinds of balances. One balance is how much English data I put, how much Arabic data I put. Then if I have different capabilities, actually the model is really good in translation, for example, right? So, but if we overemphasize one certain capability, then it probably comes at the expense of something else. So just like a student, in the high school, if it's really good in math, maybe it's not so good in some other aspect, in some other subjects. So kind of, how to properly balance this, that was another struggle. And when it comes to safety, it's the same kind of thing. So if it's really safe, then it's kind of, this can hurt potentially utility. So we have like trying to balance, to find the right balance. But I can tell you that it's one of the safest models there is. Again, every single thing can be broken, right? But we have put a lot of effort into safety, and again, kind of struggling to balance with utility, because it's very simple to say, I don't discuss politics, I don't discuss religion, right? But what is wrong if I ask the model, how do I fast during Ramadan? If the answer is I don't discuss religion, that's the wrong answer. No? So kind of we have been trying, not to make those radical decisions, right? That would make it really, really, really safe, but not useful. So that's kind of the art there, or actually, it's a science, and it's a little bit of art as well.
Well, that's the distinction, isn't it, I guess? Is it science or is it art in a case like that? Looking ahead, Professor, what does an innovation like this, at this time in history almost, what does it mean for the UAE?
Well, so it's really kind of JC's establishing a strong foundation, and a strong capability, and it actually puts UAE on the map. I mean, as I said, even with the British JC, it was already on the map, right? As a nation that has the capability of developing those kinds of large language models from scratch. In fact, in the university, we have an institute of foundation models where we have been developing several other models. In fact, we have released several models just in a month, 4 or 5 models. We have released the K2 Think, which is a very strong thinking model, which was endorsed by the president of the UAE. There was kind of a lot of media attention there. We have K2 V2, which is like a K2, again, a very strong model for English. We have a model for the PAN model, which is for modeling the real world. It's a world model. Then we have JACE, of course, which is really kind of putting UAE on the map of having the most important Arabic model, the most powerful Arabic model. We have also GenBio, which is model trained on biological sequences. So together with some other efforts, right, outside of MBZUAI, but again in UAE, for example, the Falcon model, right, developed by TAI, all this puts UAE on the map. And actually, there was a recent Stanford study from about a year ago that put UAE as number 5 in AI in the world, right? And it's really, really kind of for the UAE, it's about putting a lot of capabilities, right, and demonstrating that we can develop here in this country models really rivaling the best ones there are, and actually being the best in their class, right? So, for example, in Arabic, if it's not developed here in the region, where? Why not? Why not here? He's the best place to do it.
Final question for you. Where do you see the next frontier for AI development in the Arabic language, or what may be coming after JACE 2?
Well, it's really kind of quite a few things, right? So that are so it's about improving it in different aspects, and there are many capabilities. So basically, kind of here we need to strengthen the dialectal and the cultural understanding better. We're having kind of discussing quite a few things, right? It's about really okay. So the main thing is, to me personally, is to do things that would drive larger adoption. So we are actually currently talking to businesses, right? What do you need? Do you need like tool calling? Do you need kind of better understanding, of agents? Better dialogue support, and so on and so forth, and also user adoption as a chat app. This kind of means better retrieval from the web and many other capabilities that you actually, a lot of things you only discover after the model is being deployed. So, for example, when we deployed the first JACE, there were like immediately kind of two things. One, it's not a good summarizer. Two, it doesn't, it cannot translate. We found out quickly that not a good summarizer because it was not taught enough. It was easy. We fixed it in like 3-4 days. Why not being to translate, it's not that it couldn't, it didn't understand the instructions. We kind of had to do a little bit of extra instruction tuning. Everything was fixed in a week. But kind of the thing is, we really kind of need wider adoption so that we understand kind of where it's best to put our efforts. But kind of we really kind of focusing on two things. Number one is this to be a really widely used model in the Arab world. Number two, business adoption. Those are two different directions. And for both, we need input from the users. And the other thing is that those things are shifting, right? What users expect and what the business expects is also shifting.
It's going to be an interesting space to watch for sure, and I'd like to check in with you in the not too distant future to check out how the adoption is heading, I guess. Professor Preslav Nakov is the Department Chair, Professor of Natural Language Processing at the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, played a central role in developing JACE-2, which is the world's largest Arabic-first open-weight AI language model. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you for joining us this morning, Professor.
Thanks for having me.
This is Mira Business FM talking AI on the show. It's the morning drive. A like and or a subscribe is appreciated wherever you're joining us from. Get in touch. Let us know what you think. And remember, everything we do is available to listen and or watch again. Find us wherever you find your podcast from. Just search Mira Business FM.